Okay, so hands and knees. Use your weighted balls underneath your wrists because it'll be easier on your wrists. So hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, of course, and shoulders just gliding down the back. And with your hands sort of holding the ball, just lift and lower your chest, so you're letting your head drop, and then lowering your shoulders down away from your ears. So nothing in your lower back. You're just kind of rounding the upper back to release that shoulder tension, and then releasing. Great, and another one, just drawing up through the chest, nodding your head forward, and releasing. And now add the lower back. So I said it before, so hollow your tummy up, curl your tailbone towards the ground and let your head come in as well. And then reach out through the head, shoulders, lengthen the spine, don't drop the back at all. And then again, scoop your tummy up and round your lower back. Draw the chest up between your arms and let your head drop. And then radiate your head out, your shoulders down, your ribs out, and keep that nice strong feeling in your tummy. Now all I'd like you to do, bending your elbow, is pick one arm up this way and then place it back down, sort of picking the weight up, of course, and then the other one, and then place it back down. And again, just picking one hand and lowering down and picking the other. So if you're feeling comfortable with that, now take one arm out the front slightly higher and then come back in. And then the other. So we're really holding on to the abdominals. I'm feeling that extra weight transferring across the knees, right? And you probably know where we're going, but I'm starting with the arms first instead of the legs. So when you're ready, take one arm and then start to slide the opposite leg out. Find your balance, reach through the thigh, hold your hips still, and then come back in again. It's harder with the weighted ball, right? Take your arm first, because that's now a little bit more challenging. Slide the leg out the back and reach through the thigh. And then come back in again. So see if you can continue with that alternating sides, keeping the balance across the shoulders and across the hips. The weight really highlights that transference of weight, your body weight across the knees, side to side. And of course, I'm activating the back of the shoulders with the weights. Let's do one more on each side. And then release. Good stuff. So using one arm, doesn't matter which one, slide your hand out the back. So your arm is right behind you, yeah. And then holding onto the ball, just bend and straighten your elbow. Yeah. And now keep doing the elbow movement and take your leg out behind you as well. So you've got that deep core control. Great, so really feel the zipping through the tummy, the length in the thigh. Great, let's give it 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Bring the weighted ball down, bring your knee down and swap. So start with the arm first. So your hand is now behind you and you're bending and straightening the elbow. Can't see my arm, but that's it. Keep doing this arm movement and slide your other leg out the back. Find your balance. It's really quite challenging through the hips, through the abdominals, and you'll feel that underneath hamstring working for you. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Place your hand down, come up to high kneeling and shake out your wrists. All good. So I want to activate the back of the shoulder before we open the chest a little bit more. So having those hand weights again, do your wrists feel okay? Yeah. So with the hand weights again, let's take one arm out the front and in a circular motion come around the side to your hip and then retrace your steps around the side to your head or ear. All the way around and all the way open and back. Great, 3 more sets, all the way down and around and up, that's 1. Try and keep it as high as possible to your shoulder height and then around the front, there's 2. All the way around back and around the front, great. And of course what goes one arm must go the other, so let's go to the other side, take your other arm out, scoop it around, hugging the tummy in and come back around next to your ear. Great, around the back, around the front. 3 more sets. Around and back, hold the hip nice and steady. Yep, around next to your ear. Up, 1 more set. And place your hands down, good stuff. Shake out your shoulders, shake out your wrists, put your hands behind your head. Open the elbows and take a lovely breath in and release, holding the tummy in just gently, and just do a couple more of that nice upper body lift. Release 1 more time, a nice big lift. And release. So grab those weights, turn around, and let's come down to a lying down position. So we're working today in the upper portion of the body to start. Lay yourself nice and gently down with your hand weights with you, and make sure your neck is comfortable. So feet flat on the floor, shoulder blades wide, and just push those hands up and down to the ceiling, just to feel a little bit in the front of the shoulder. Now it's nicer, comfortable through the back. Find your control through the rib cage. So breathe out and let the rib cage float down just a little. Yep, see how your shoulders feel. So with your arms up, just separate one arm up and one arm down, noticing particularly the top arm. Keep the rib in and then swap. And then the other arm. That's it. And swap. Great. So it's the top arm particularly you're noticing, those little muscles underneath the rib cage, the feathery muscles, they draw the ribs down as you pull the hand back over. Yep. So on this next one, bring your hands to the ceiling. We're going to do both arms at the same time. So really be aware of your chest and your ribs staying controlled. So funnel your rib cage in as you breathe out and go over top. And then breathe in to come back up again. So breathing out, keep the ribs floating down and come back up again. Try and widen the back of your shoulders. Feel the weight in the back of the shoulders and the strength in the front of the ribs. Now try changing your breathing. See how that goes. Okay, keeping a little bit of tightness in your tummy. Breathe in to start. And now breathe out to come back up. So you probably find it's a little bit easier to come back up with the out breath. But it's harder to take the arms over the top with the in breath. Great. Let's do 2 more of these pullovers. Keep your tailbone nice and solid, your rib cage gently drawing in, the belly button funneling in. And then 1 more time. Stay here. Now floating your arms away from the floor, open your arms around the outside, not quite touching the ground until you come down to your hips. And now widen your chest and open your arms around the sides and buck up. It's like a snow angel. Opening the chest, shoulders, arms all the way around the side and then coming back around the top. So you're not quite touching the floor, you're hovering away from the ground. So real active chest opening, strengthening, and feel the shoulders gliding around in the sockets, I hope. Great. And then 1 more time, all the way around to the top, and then we'll finish to come down to the base. Let the weighted balls drop and shake out. Good stuff. So we really changed around from starting straight into the lower abdominals that we went into the upper chest and shoulders. Coming down obviously into what we know as the lower abdominals. Take one of the weighted balls and place it between your knees. Of course, they're quite small, so it's quite a narrow position for your feet and your knees. Hold the rib cage in really, really solidly and just draw down in the tummy, lift out with the tail, keep squeezing that ball and go into your regular pelvic tilting and rolling. That's it. So you're rolling up, taking a nice long breath at the back of your chest and then just narrowing down through the back of your rib cage and rolling back down again to the mat. Yes. So lots of movement through the back of the body, rolling, scooping, lifting. Okay, bridging. Weighted ball just holding there. I'd like you to stay at the top of your bridge, holding that ball lightly between your knees but not letting it drop, and then holding the tummy in tight. Keep an eye on the hips and see if you can slide one leg out. It doesn't have to be straight, but you're holding that little ball between your knees. And then come back in again. Feel how it really weights up the hamstring. And then the opposite leg, holding that little weighted ball between the knees. And then coming back in. So really activating the back of your body. Narrow your rib cage as always. Hold the belly in strong. And come back down. And another. Just opening the knees slightly. Holding the hips steady. Great. And now roll down through the back of your chest. Lengthen down through the back of your body and release. Take the weighted ball away. We'll keep it somewhere close for the next exercise. And then remembering that nice solid feeling in the inside thighs, scoop your tummy in and come back up again. And widen the back of your shoulders. So now we're going to do the same exercise, holding the tummy really strong, making sure that the hips stay steady. Start to release your leg, remembering the feeling on the last exercise, and see how far you can lift it. Nice and high. Yep. And then come back down again, place your foot down. Same on the other side, a feeling of floating the leg up and really feel the grounding on the opposite side. And then come back down. The most important bit here is stability across the hips and the lower back, of course. So you're reaching it out and coming back in. And then another one, reaching it out, coming back down and rolling down through the back of your chest, the back of your waist and into the tail. All good. So hopefully your back feels warm and you're really working on that transverse abdominals. Grab the weights in your hands again. Have you got them? Yeah. Place your hands up in the air and you feel like you can kind of hang them up there. The shoulders are nice and steady. Come to one knee, bent leg position, 90 degree at the hip and the knee. Scoop the abdominals, drawing in and down, but not flattening your back, neutral spine, and then swap to the other side. Nothing unusual there. Just kicking straight back into where you know. Right. When you are ready, keep that tabletop position on both legs. Are you okay? Breathing out. Right. So you feel the shoulder blades nice and weighted. Tailbone heavy and the lumbar spine really solid. Now you're just going to take one arm out to the side with the weight in it, of course, and then come back into the middle. And then the other arm, it's like the upside down, opposite arm to leg, like we did kneeling at the start, and then coming back into the center. Opening out, but keeping everything square through the shoulders and the hips. Yep, so you will feel a little bit in the front of the thighs working. Deep internal obliques, all those little muscles around the rib cage, tummy in strong. Great. Okay, now take one arm overhead and the same leg dropping away, touching the toe down. And then come back up again. Yep. And then the other arm, another leg. And the whole idea of this is just to maintain that core control, the torso staying steady, the shoulders steady, the hips steady, the rib cage funneling in. There you go. And imagining when you had the ball between your knees, holding the inside thigh good and steady. Let's do two more. Last one. Great. Lower your feet. Put the weights down and shake out. Good stuff. So, can you reach your over ball? There you go. Oh, sorry. So, as you know quite well, we're going to place the over ball underneath the tailbone, quite low down in the back, supporting the pelvis. And after all that nice weight feeling in the shoulders, keep the shoulders nice and wide, the scapula down, melting into the floor. Hands down by your side a little bit wider and bring your knees to that tabletop position. You probably feel straight away it's easy to bring the knees up, but then you've got this balance aspect here and we want that. Hugging the tummy in, keeping the rib cage down and in, all those muscles that we've activated. Go to your single toe touches, and then we're going to make it a little bit trickier by seeing if you can take your hands away from the ground. So continue doing this toe touching motion. Widen the back of your shoulders. See if you can float your hands a few inches from the ground. So now we really want that activation in the back of the shoulders, a nice wide chest, narrowing ribs, and that TA, transverse abdominal control. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. Now up to you, whether you keep your arms floating or not. We're going to try both legs. Now go careful, squeezing the tummy in, dip your toes just a little way down. You do not have to touch the floor. And then drawing everything back in. The same feeling as you drawing the weights down, the ribs coming in. As you bring the knees back up, the internal obliques really scooping in. The muscles across the hips, sucking down and in like a magnet, drawing to the center of the earth. 2 more. Use your breathing. And another. Done. Hands down, feet down, and holding the tummy slightly in. Do a pelvic tilt, and then walk your feet out until you feel that nice thigh, hip opening. So we're actually pelvic tilting, using the abdominals to gently open the thighs. Feels quite nice, right?
Yeah.
So, walking your feet in, lift your hips up, really feel that nice squeeze in your backside. Take the ball away, keep the squeeze in the backside, and pulse upwards. 10, 9, 8. We're just activating the glutes. Open the hip again. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thumb down, nice and slow. Good stuff. So roll sideways, taking the ball with you. And then place the ball between your feet and stretch it away. That's it. Great. So in the thighs, outer side waist, lie all the way down on your arm with your head nice and comfortable and the ball between the feet. Now the ball between the feet will help that nice hip stability, if you like, and the hip width is probably better. Just check that you're not sinking into your waist. Press the top leg out over the bottom leg, squeezing that ball in. Hand on the floor gently and just pick the ball up with both straight legs and lower down. Good stuff. We'll do 10 times. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. So feel the strength scooping through the tummy, radiating on the inside thigh, of course. And feel that nice squeeze with both legs. So you're kind of squeezing the top leg as well. 4 more. Lower. Try and keep gently lifting through the waist, the lower rib. 2. And lower. Good stuff. Last one. Done. Great. Let the ball come away. Let it float away. And bring your top leg up. Yep. So lift your body up onto your elbow, which makes it harder for the top leg. Keep reaching that top leg up and do little pulses up there. Up, up, up. So now you feel it in the hip and it's harder with your head lifted on the shoulder. Keep the shoulder pressing down. Let's do another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Good stuff. Bend your knees in, come up to sitting, and just take the ball to the opposite side. So put your ball between your feet. Okay. Stretch your legs out and lie totally down. So the ball being about hip width is nice. Press the top leg out and away and draw your rib cage in. Fingertips on the floor, you're just floating your feet up and coming back down again. And you do want to try and use both inside thighs, not just the lower leg. So the more you squeeze, the harder you'll make it. We're doing 10 times. Breathing out, breathing in. Halfway through, remembering all those same pointers, ribcage gently drawing up, nice and strong in the waist. Great job, 3 more. Breathing out. 2. Last one. And like we did on the other side, let the ball float away. Keep the top leg lifted and lift your body up and slide your elbow underneath you. So nice and active still through the bottom leg, the top leg. And then little pulses. Getting into that side hip muscle. Pulse. Lift underneath your waist. Pulse, pulse, pulse. And now the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Good stuff. Bend your knees in and push yourself up to sitting. So you're going to turn around. Take the ball away. We don't need that one for a minute, but we will use the weighted balls again maybe. And I just want to get into that deep curl that we started last time. So hands behind your knees. Squeeze your tummy in and do a pelvic tilt. So hollowing the belly underneath, you're going to half roll back and then come up to a nice tall seated position. So breathe in, lengthen the spine. Hollow and curl or scoop the tummy in and lengthen your tailbone underneath you like you're rolling into the lumbar spine and then coming back up. So the moment you're using your arms for support, take your hands away and still try and get that same amount of movement, scooping and tilting the pelvis backwards. See if you can let go and then come back up again. Yeah. And again, so you're scooping, curving the spine, really hollowing the tummy in, that powerhouse, and coming back up. And again, scooping and curving and coming back up. So really working from the lower abdominals first. I'd like you to straighten your legs, scoop the tummy in and do the same curve. Now the legs are going to act as kind of a counterbalance to help and come back up. If you feel any discomfort in your back, bend your knees again. We really want to keep the scooping in the tummy and the strength in your stomach to support the lower back. Pull on it and then come back up. Great. So you're breathing out. See if you can go a little bit lower, find that sticky bit, and then breathing in. Now we're going to use the weighted balls again as another counterbalance. So grab the balls. Remember we did this last week? Yeah. So put the balls on your thighs, so to speak. Roll downwards, scooping the tummy in. Now you can lift the balls a little bit and then push forward with your hands. So you're reaching towards the knees. That's it. And then you're rolling down. So of course we're going to be using the shoulders quite a bit, but you're kind of reaching forward to try and help the back, counterbalance the back. So you scoop into the tummy, see if you can lie down a little bit further and then come back up. So before the arms get too tired, let's do 4 more and see if you can get the shoulder blades on the floor and then push your hands back to your thighs to come up. 3 more. And then press into the rib cage. There you go. 2 more. Come a little bit lower, right the way down, right the way down. And come back up. That was just a little bit too low. Put your hands on the floor, push yourself up, don't struggle yet. Let's do another one. So go just before that bit. So just feel like you're trying to get a little bit deeper into the floor and then come back up again. Let the balls drop down, shake out. So now we'll go to the floor and work the other half, if you know what I mean. So bend your knees, roll down to the mat. And this is where we're going from here. So we're working on the 6-pack, which we haven't done a lot of because we've been working so much on the support around the glutes, around the lumbar spine, just because I want to keep you out of pain. So now this rounding back business, we don't need a lot of it, but we want some, right? Put your hands in the air and nod your head forward. As your head comes up, the top of the rib cage, the top of those muscles are pulling the weight of your head up. And we use a little bit of this with the arms, the weighted ball over your head, and then come down. So you do want your neck strength to hold, of course, the weight of the head. And right now, I would like you to imprint the spine. You don't often hear that. So nod your head forward, press your back to the mat and grab your knees. Now grabbing your knees, imprint the spine and pull yourself a little bit higher and then lower back down again. Breathe in. Breathe out, lift your head, squeeze your tummy in, press your back to the mat and pull yourself up with your knees and then go back down again. Great. So this time, walk your feet a bit further away. Lift your head up, grab your knees and push your feet out a bit further and then come back down again. So using your legs again as a counterweight, your head comes up, you grab your knees and you push your feet out and then come down. It's supposed to be hard, don't worry. Last one in that regard, head comes up, grab your knees, push your feet out and then come down. Take a break for a minute with your neck. Relax your shoulders. So rock your knees from side to side. Release any tension there. We're going to do one more, trying to get this rolling up and getting into the six pack. And then we'll move to obliques again. And back, lower back. So here we go. Hands in the air. Nod your head forward. Imprint the spine, flattening your back and grab your knees. Now pull yourself up a little bit. Now try and hold it there and let go. And then lower down. Here we go. 6 times, that's number 1. Lift your head, neck, shoulders, grab your knees, scoop your body in, go a little bit higher, let go. And then lower down 2. Breathe out. Grab, lift, let go. 3, and lower down. Halfway through. Breathe out, grab, lift, go a bit higher, hold, let go. And release. Good stuff. 2 more. So roll yourself up, come to that really sticky bit. See if you can let go. And down. 1 more time. You should be really feeling the abdominals. Lift, grab, pull yourself up. Let go. And done. Hands overhead, let your ribs lift up. That will stretch the rectus abdominals. Okay, hands down by your sides, a little bit wider than we were doing at the beginning. Imprint the spine and lift one leg. Flattening your back, lift the other leg. And you're going to hold your waist good and steady. Feet together. And we're going to rotate your hips to one side, keeping one knee stacked on top of the other. Narrow your rib cage down and breathe out to squeeze the tummy back in and the tail back into the mat. Go the opposite way. One knee stacked on top. Now breathe out and draw your rib cage down and in and recover to the center. Really important here to keep the shoulder blades melting down and the control in the torso to draw the knees back up. So a hip twist, rolling across, breathing in, and then narrowing your rib cage down to breathe out. Hip twist, breathe in. Narrow the rib cage down to breathe out. 2 more, is it 1 more, 2 more? Let's do 1 more each side. I can't remember which side you started. All good, last one. Great, place your feet down. Stretch your legs out, stretch your arms out. Open up through the front of the rib cage. And then we will roll over onto your stomach. Like a little bit like we started last week. So roll around and come onto a comfortable position on your tummy. I might spin around. Yeah. So you're on a comfortable position on your tummy. Feel the hip bones in the floor. And then let your head drop down onto your hands and feel as if you're trying to, you can hold yourself up a little bit on your elbows, nod your head down and try and suck the tummy from the mat. I mean, it's impossible, but you're feeling like you're trying to lift the flesh of the tummy up to protect and support the lower back. And we're going to reach through both knees and hover your legs away from the floor, breathing out and lowering down, breathing in. So I'm going straight to both legs because I think you're strong enough now, yeah? If you feel it in your lower back, please let me know. and then lower down. Yeah,